And you get 4 turnovers and you don't turn it over, there's a pretty good chance you're going to have a good chance to win the football game. And that's what they've been preaching all training camp. They're doing a good job with it back there in the secondary. And again, a lot of that has to do with what's happening up front, the pressure that our up front people put on. And, you know, it all works together.
What sense do you have of how much more comfortable Lonnie is at safety this year as opposed to a year ago? I know you didn't coach him a year ago. But...
Well, that's hard for me to say. I just know that he's been out there competing, just like all of our safeties have been out there competing. Again, that's a deep group, and they've been doing that all training camp. I'm not surprised with how they're playing back there. I'm not surprised with the turnovers. They're trying to do exactly what our Lovey wants to do on defense as far as being able to create turnovers because of the scheme that they're playing. And when they play it right, and we didn't always do that tonight, but when they play it right, those things happen.
How do you feel about your options at center behind Britt?
Well, I mean, we feel good about that. You know, we feel good. We got a couple of guys that we feel like if we need to put them in there, we can put them in there. But again, the competition right there just makes everybody better, and those guys got a lot of work tonight, and it's just going to help them moving forward.
You guys struggled on third down. Why do you think that was? That you guys struggled on third down, and what do you think y'all need to do?
Well, we need to be more consistent, and I think tonight it seemed like, I have to look at the video to make sure, but it seemed like tonight we got a few more blitzes than what we got in the first game. We knew that could possibly happen, and I think it disrupted us a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, it's going to be that way. And, you know, we'll get better at that. As we go back and watch the video and see what needed to be done, it usually goes back to somebody not doing their job and not doing what they need to do, as far as being what they were doing on defense.
Early in the week, you talked about, or we talked about run blocking. Do you think you be a little bit better at run blocking? Were you satisfied with that?
Well, we're never satisfied with that. You know, again, partly the way they played tonight has something to do with that. And basically what we did on offensive, we did basically what they allowed us to do. And you know, Tim and the offensive staff did a nice job of putting us in a situation to keep it moving.
I'm sorry, we've seen the work on the turnovers. How have you seen that translated? How have you seen your team, their confidence in forcing turnovers grow since Lovey's put this system in?
Well, what ends up happening is not just them. What happens when they get those turnovers, man, there's such a big psychological thing for our offense. You know, the first one tonight, we end up getting a short field. The positive thing about that was, which we haven't always done in practice, when you get those turnovers, you get the turnover where we got it tonight to start the game, you have to get a touchdown. And we were able to do that tonight. And that's why those things are so important. And, you know, again, we've been that way all training camp. It's starting to show. We just got to continue to get better and more consistent to keep creating those.
It looked like y'all were using more tight ends to manufacture a little bit of blocking in the game. I mean, did you feel like you had to do that? Was that a little bit to do with what you're seeing from the Cowboys?
Well, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that we had all of our tight ends available tonight for the game, and we were going to play all those guys. Obviously, with our whole football team, we wanted to make sure everybody that was available that played, and they're a big part of what we do in the run game and the pass game. You know, there are times when those guys are just like offensive linemen in the game, and when we go 2 tight end sets, we're able to run the ball regardless of what they do up front and be able to throw the ball. Well, individually, it's hard for me to say. I have to look at the video. But I thought they did a nice job. There wasn't any errors or anything that really kept us from being able to do what we needed to do. And, you know, we just have to look at the video and see what they did.
Talk about players getting reps. You went forward on fourth a couple times, timeouts at the end of the half. Do you feel like you're getting important reps as a first-time head coach?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And basically, you know, that's the beauty of having these preseason games. I would have hated to be in that situation the first time in a regular season game, not ever having done that. If I hadn't have had that situation and I was playing a regular season game tonight instead of a preseason game, I'd have did the same thing I did tonight.
With the pass rush, what do you see from not just Jacob Hart, but also Charles OMENIHU and some of those guys not playing early in the game?
That whole front got after it. You know, we talked last night in our team meeting, you know, about the 3 E's, you know, and effort and energy and execution. And the effort and the energy from those guys were unbelievable tonight. And when that happens with that group as deep as they are, good things happen. And they had a lot to do with those interceptions and turnovers that we had.
Could you give us an update on Nico Collins?
Nico will be fine. You know, Nico will be fine. Well, he just had a little muscle pull, you know, and something that kind of we just felt like we didn't really need to play him tonight for that reason, and we knew that if we gave him some rest, that he'll be ready to go. And he actually could have played tonight if we wanted him to play tonight. We felt like our staff felt like that it was best to not play him, to where we can get that thing taken care of and move forward with it.
Was that first group on defense when you guys went to nickel? Pierre Lewis is one of the top linebacker came off the field. Why do you like Cunningham and Percy as the two guys out there in those situations?
Well, those guys can really run. Those guys are multi-purpose. They're very good athletes. They fit, you know, what we're doing at that position with those three linebackers in there. And, you know, it's just a good group to have in what we're doing defensively.
With the running game, just to go back to that, do you feel like you've been able to glean enough from Mark and Phillips based on them not really having a lot to work with? Or how have you been able to evaluate the running backs, given what you've seen?
Well, it was good to see them all tonight get some reps. And next week we got another preseason game, and we're going to get more reps out of them. But I was happy with what we got out of them tonight. As you saw, Mark had a few carries tonight, and one thing that, you know, I've spent some time with Mark before at another place. And the thing about Mark is when the ball is in Mark's hand, there's usually going to be positive yards, and he did that tonight for us.
How did you feel Titus Howard looked at left guard?
Well, individually, I'm not really sure. I have to watch the video, but it was good to have him out there. He had a good week of practice when he came back off of the COVID protocols that he was on, and then we'll just see when we watch the video.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
And Tremont, that's my dog, man. Appreciate Tremont for that. But just seeing the way the quarterback was leaning that way, just following the ball, man. See ball, get ball, pick the ball, and then the rest was history, man. Get to the end zone.
Now you're going to be hard on this ball. Is that helping you kind of use with the transition from cornerback to safety, just sort of being able to use? I know y'all talk about instincts a lot here in camp.
Yeah.
How much that kind of just helps you?
Yeah, Lovey harps on that, you know, just getting takeaways in general. But my skills with corner is helping me a lot with safety, you know, being able to guard people, being able to recognize routes quicker, just pretty much knowing where the quarterback wants to go with the ball.
And then playing safety, I get to use my vision as much as possible now. So it's just go get the ball at the end of that.
You may be like not as focused on what the front is. I mean, maybe you are. I'm curious. Culley was talking about a lot how the turnovers have been a little bit with the pressure from front. What are you noticing from there that's helping you guys?
Man, it's a big difference. It's a way like it's a big difference, man. These guys are getting back there, and that's helping us, you know. So it's our job to make them look good. They get back there. Guys like Vincent Taylor, Malik, you know, Shaq, all them guys. You know, they just I don't want to miss no more names, but everybody gets back there, and it's like it's no drop off. So it's on our job on the back end to take care of it, man. The ball in the air, we got to go get it.
Lonnie, I know you said in general just kind of playing the game faster in your second year at safety, but are there any specific things, either pre-snap or during the play, that you feel like you're spending less kind of time thinking about?
I mean, like you just said it, man. Less thinking for me is more reacting. Just going out there playing. Like I told y'all guys earlier in the training camp, like I was more focused mentally this off season than physically. You know, so just working my mental part of the game, and that's what's helping me a lot. As you can see in camp, it's just starting to translate over into the games.
Lonnie, how do you feel? Can you take us through your collision with Jonathan? And did you get the wind knocked out of you more than once in the game?
That's for the medical team to let y'all know what's going on with me. I'm not gonna talk about that, man. I just came back out there to try to finish the game and help my team get this win. So that was my job, man. I can't let them boys down.
You looked healthy on the interception. I really liked it.
Yeah, man, I'm good.
What's the energy like when y'all cause the turnovers? Y'all obviously did it last week, this week. What is the energy like amongst the defense?
Man, we a team, man. We just want to go out there, work with each other. Nobody hating on nobody. Just everybody leaning on each other. You know, just go out there. When you out there, just make a play. You know what I'm saying? Do your job. Do your job first. That's all that matters. And then everybody else is going collab together. Just do your job first.
Lonnie, I apologize. I'm sure you were asked when I was doing an interview with Coach. Just it looked like you were determined to get into the end zone as opposed to getting caught there. How is the work in practice kind of translated? Because we see you guys do that. When you get a pick in practice, you take it all the way to the end zone.
Oh yeah, man. That's just a mentality. You get a pick in practice, you got to take it back to the end zone. I think it started with Roby though. Roby came from a Super Bowl team, so he know what it's like being in the Super Bowl. He know what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. So every time he's been here and he got a pick, he took it straight to the end zone every time. So that translates to us. It translates to us, and just go out there, just get the ball, man. Go to the end zone every time.
Good. Thanks, Lonnie.
Yes, sir. Y'all salute. Hey, tell Madden to stop playing with my speed too.
I mean, obviously, I think I've shown what I can do, at least a little bit so far. Obviously, there's still a ton of room for improvement. I mean, tonight, I felt we had a really good team effort. Obviously, the defense had, I think, 4 takeaways, so that's huge, getting us back the ball on offense. And then players around me were making plays, so it made my job a little easier.
Where are those areas that you feel like you still need to get more comfortable and improve at?
A lot of it's just grown in the offense. I've only been here for training camp so far, and obviously what we did in the spring, so there's still time for me to learn the system and learn the players around me. I feel like we can still build a lot of chemistry just with continual reps. But I mean, so far I think kind of everyone's grown together, and I think we've done well as a team, like moving forward.
What led to some of the issues for you guys tonight on the third down?
I mean, what's nice is still preseason, so Dallas they did a really good job disguising some of their looks, but I mean, that gives us a ton of really good practice for moving forward, going into the season, communicating with the line and protection, just making sure we're on top of everything. I think, like I said, just seeing some different things, different ways. I think Dallas mixed it up a little bit, but I think we can still just go out there and execute and do our jobs.
Culley said they threw a little more blitzes than they were expecting. How do you take that in, kind of the in-game, kind of your first time doing that? How do you feel you work through that?
It's nice. It kind of settles you in the game a little bit when you're getting hit early on. Unfortunately, like you don't want to get hit as a quarterback. I think our offensive line and running backs did really good in protection tonight. But like I said, it's nice when a team's bringing stuff early on in the preseason because we're getting a chance to look at it, to talk about it. We'll see it on film, and we'll be a lot better next week.
Culley, just know it told us a little bit earlier this week. Last week there were a couple of throws that y'all talked about. You immediately went back. I mean, could you take us through those and maybe the situations today where did you feel like you were making the ones you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my biggest priority out there is protecting the football and making good decisions. Last week versus Green Bay, I had a little screen pass that slipped out of my hand that I threw in the dirt, and I obviously want that one back. That was my quick thought. And then obviously the interception from last week. Had no interceptions this week, so, I mean, making improvements and want to keep doing that.
Do you feel yourself get better in areas like anticipating throws and footwork and some of the little things that you
I think so. I mean, I think a lot of that still comes with growing in the offense, getting through my progressions, knowing where stuff's going to pop open based on what I'm seeing from the defense. So I think the time will tell, but I think I've improved in all that.
Dave, it's early. You just had 2 preseason games under your belt, and you have a ton of college football. How do you feel just in your progression as a quarterback? Where do you feel like you're at right now?
I mean, I don't really know how to give a number or percentage to that, but I mean, I still feel like my whole mindset going forward is just getting better each day. And that's something Coach Culley talks about a lot. Just put your head down, execute your job, and I mean, get 1% better each day.
You look awfully comfortable throwing to a variety of receivers. I know it's only been camp and it's been quick, but have you had enough reps with enough different guys where you can look out there and say, okay, this is where he's going to be, this is where we've worked on. Have you done enough of that yet for it to translate, or are you just back there kind of doing your thing?
I mean, I think the offense kind of suits progressions, and those guys are running into the spots that we're trying to attack in the defense. So just going out there, I mean, it doesn't really matter who's out there. They're running the play, and if they're open, I'm going to get them the ball, or at least hope I do. So I think a lot of that still goes to, in practice, Coach Hamilton reps a lot of kind of spot throws in practice where we're just getting through progressions and making sure we're on time with our eyes and feet, and I think that's helped me a lot.
Let's do a couple more. All set?
Well, you mentioned Coach Hamilton. Could you take us a little bit through what is his in-game involvement with you in terms of whether it's mechanics or some of the things, some of the things you might be seeing?
A big thing we've worked on is just staying loaded at all times in the pocket, so whenever something pops, we're able to get the ball out in a split second. And then a lot of the stuff he does on game day is just really making sure we're prepared for everything the defense is showing us. We're coming back on the sideline and talking through looks, and he's just kind of getting us ready for that next drive and making sure we're on top of everything.
So whenever he's trying to get your release out in practice, is there any incentive on the horn, anything like that? How do you track that?
He has a couple coaching cues, but I mean nothing crazy. It's a lot of just stuff we talk about in the room to make sure we're playing our best.
All set? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, obviously that's huge to start the game on defense and for them to be able to cause a turnover, give us a short field, and for us to be able to capitalize and get a touchdown on it. That's execution. That's something you want to do. So obviously how the game started, we're happy with that. But as the game went on, just needed better execution to sustain drives, limit big plays, all that stuff. So although we got the win and there's lots of good from this tape, there's also a lot to be able to grow from. So we'll be excited about continuing to improve and continue to get better.
What's the difference in picking up those 4th and shorts?
Man, you have to obviously be able to win the line of scrimmage, have the mentality that you're not going to be denied a yard, and it's a lot of will, be able to break a tackle and get some yards, and it's a lot of will for the line to be able to knock the D line off the ball. So everyone has to be able to execute. Everyone has to have that mentality to be physical and not to be denied a yard, so you can continue to drive.
What do you think about Coach Culley going for it, 4th down a couple times in the first half? Obviously, you guys go up game 14 and like to go for it.
Yeah. I love the aggressive mentality. I love the identity, because that means we have, a physical identity, an identity that we have faith in, that we believe in each other, that we believe that we're going to get a yard. So obviously when Coach makes that call, as players, we have to be able to go out there, execute, and make sure that, we don't let him down, that we, convert the 4th and 1 and be able to sustain the drive. So I love the aggressiveness, I love the mentality, and I think everyone on the offense loves the challenge as well. So we have to keep improving and getting better at that. Yeah, Titus is a beast. Just a big man. He's super athletic, can run well. He's physical, and he's only getting better. So I'm happy that he's my left guard.
How much are you able to evaluate yourself and limited reps and obviously as a veteran right now, how much in a preseason game like this can you evaluate yourself with teammates on there?
I mean, you can always evaluate yourself every single day from your reps in practice. You have to be able to learn, have to be able to grow, have to be able to take criticism, and continue to grow your strengths and your weaknesses. And with limited reps, you have to make sure that you're executing at a high level, that you know your assignment, and that you feel like you're moving good, that your body's moving well. And obviously, I was excited to be out there today with my teammates. Excited to be able to punch a run into the touchdown for my team, and I'll just be able to evaluate the other runs, see if my reads were good, see how I was moving, how I was cutting, and just continue to improve and to attack this week to try and get better.
What are some of those things that are you talked about earlier, needing to improve on some of the things on film? What would you say some of those things are?
Obviously, we don't want to be a team that has pre-snap penalties. We don't want to be a team that, is letting our quarterback get hit. We want to take care of the football. We want to be able to convert 4th and 1s, be able to sustain drives. We want to be able to convert 3rd downs, be able to save drives. We want to be able to, stay in front of the chains so we're not playing behind the chains, We want to limit big plays. We want to have big plays. And all those things, we want to be able to execute offensively, defensively, special teams, and be able to play complementary football and win in football. So those are all things that we'll be focused on, things that we'll be analyzing, and things that we'll continue to improve on.
Mark, what do you think about what the defense is doing right now with all the turnovers they're forcing?
I mean, that's huge. The name of the game is being able to take the ball away, and they've been causing turnovers at a high rate both last week and this week. So hopefully that we'll just continue to grow in that way. We'll continue to limit big plays. We'll continue to create big plays for our defense and get takeaways and give our offense short fields. And as an offense, we have to be able to take advantage of that, execute, and put touchdowns, turn those turnovers into touchdowns. And that's just playing complementary football. That's playing winning football, and that's what we're trying to focus on doing.
Tyrod said he feels like he's just as fast as he was in Buffalo. Do you get a sense when you're running with him, running on the field today, that he defense is still kind of respecting the threat he can be as a runner?
Of course. Yeah, he can run for sure. Just because he's out there and dealing the ball around and making great passes, he's definitely a threat running the ball. I've seen it in practice a few times, and he definitely can move and be agile as a ball carrier. So I'm just glad that he's staying in the pocket, staying clean, and we'll whip that out when it's appropriate.
You talked about a little bit what you've learned as a running back group this preseason so far. What do you think the identity of the group is going to be once the regular season is out?
Of what?
Of the running back
We just want to be a physical group, a group that executes, a group that can, run the ball inside, run the ball outside, come out the backfield, catch passes, pick up pass protection, just be complete backs, and be a position that's an asset to this team, a position that's making plays for this team, and a position that can bring momentum and energy to this team. And as running backs, you take pride in that. So we just want to be a group that makes plays and that is an asset to the team.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Did to get to the quarterback and your thoughts on the play?
It was a good play, good opportunity, great coverage on the back end. Applaud those guys. The reason why I got the sack, to be able to stay in coverage and, thoughts when he climbed the pocket, just to get there, win. It was a great team effort for sure. It was most definitely a coverage sack, so I'll give them all the credit to the DBs on the back end for sure.
We heard Justin Reed talk about how you guys even track attempting to get turnovers in practice. Tell us a little about that and how well you take turnovers.
That's one of our mottos on defense, cause havoc in the backfield and get turnovers. The goal is 3 a game. Tonight we got 4, and try to finish the game with at least 20 strip attempts as a defense. And that's something that we preach and something that he preaches every day. And obviously, running to the ball gives you those opportunities to to have those turnovers, whether it's a strip sack or whether it's a tip or overthrow, or whether it's just a good interception. But being around the ball is how you create turnovers.
After only recording 9 takeaways last season, how much of a confidence boost? I know a lot of defenses do, but how much of a confidence boost is it for you guys to have got 7 takeaways in just 2 games so far?
That's great. It's a great way to start it off. And anytime they're keeping score, we're trying to win. So we're not where we want to be yet, but for sure making the right steps.
Do you see growth from Charles when he's playing right now?
Without a doubt. Chuck put the work in the off season, and he's looking good. Looks real fast. Happy to see him back out there. Just really excited about the group we have. A lot of talent in the group we have.
You were just mentioning a moment ago about the coverage sack. You had Lonnie in here earlier talking about how well you guys are playing up front. Could you kind of speak to just being fluid with those two up front and in the back end, kind of marrying up and both the guys kind of taking care of it and how that translates into the success y'all had so far?
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. When you have the room of DBs that we have, the stable of DBs that we have on the back end, it makes our jobs as pass rushers, as defensive linemen, easy. When you can trust the guy that's behind you, in man coverage, and being able to make those plays for them.
What's the competition amongst all you guys, Charles and everybody, as far as being the guys to get the quarterbacks? Is that kind of you feed off that?
Oh, for sure. It's for sure a race to the quarterback when you got Malik Collins, Whitney Merciless, and Charles OMENIHU in on third downs. It's who can get there first. And it's a competition, for sure.
You seem pretty into it when you went out of the game. You were the first one congratulating teammates and stuff like that. Is that just like building the bond and all that? Like, you were, I know as soon as they moved the change, you're the first guy out there, like even when you're already done for multiple quarters.
We talked about energy this week, and I'm a guy that's high energy, high effort. Any way I can celebrate my teammates and share in their success, and keep them going as they're getting hot, and I think that's a pivotal part of the game, is creating that energy. Sometimes you're in a hostile environment, or sometimes you may have no fans, regardless of whether it's COVID or not. You may end up in an away stadium trying to get guys going, and that's the fun part of it. That's the fun in it for me, is seeing guys, celebrating guys, making those great plays that they make, and it's awesome.
On that play, when you have a coverage sack like that, when you see, are you looking at the ball, or are you looking at the guy? Kind of thinking through your mindset in that moment when the play's kind of broken down and you kind of have an opportunity to look at it?
It'd be selfish for me just to try to get a sack, and how you win and those opportunities to get a strip sack. It leads to takeaways, it leads to points. And those guys do a great job on the back end, honestly. They did a great job. I was surprised he still had the ball. But, it was a good sack.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Jacob.
Thank you, guys.
My first one, so I was low-key surprised, like, what's this ball doing in here? And then Jalil told me that's the game ball. I was like, that's lit. That's lit. I appreciate the organization for giving me that.
Is Beetle still owe you a birthday present, or is that the birthday present?
I think that's a birthday present. I appreciate Jack and Nick and Culley.
Were you genuinely surprised, though, considering you got the sacks, you got the fumble recovery? I mean, you seem to be all over the place.
I just didn't know what it was for real. Like I said, I've never had that, so that was a good experience. I love it.
When you line up against a tight end, you kind of sort of lick your chops a little bit, like, hey, this is a good matchup.
I mean, Lovey just kind of puts us in those kind of positions to go against tight ends, and any D lineman in the NFL will tell you if a tight end blocks you, that's a problem. So kind of just that's a mentality, play action pass kind of deal, and you got to do what you got to do. You can't let them block you.
Jacob, tell us a little bit about the third down, how race to the quarterback in that. I mean, as a group, how dynamic can y'all be? It seems like you guys can come from different angles and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Honestly, you got 4 guys that can get after it, man. Jacob got speed. Malik got speed. He got quick feet. Malik can set up any kind of game. Then you got me that length and quickness, and then you got wit, vet that knows how to rush, still got it off the edge, you know what I'm saying? So it's 4 guys that, I mean, it's like, who's going to get there first? How we going to do it? And we work as a collective group, you know what I'm saying? It's not just 4 individuals out there. It's 4 guys that are working as a cohesive unit to get after the quarterback, because the main goal is strip sacks, you know what I'm saying?
You've been a guy who's always worked at your craft. How have you kind of seen that translate now? It seems like you can set people up a little bit. You have moves kind of in mind based on what you've seen before. Is that what's happening when you're getting this kind of pressure and getting sacks?
Yeah, just the more and more you out there and filling out the guy that you're going against, you just kind of like know, okay, I've given him this. He's going to expect this because this is like my fastball. And my secondary pitch is probably just as fast as the first one. He just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? It's a mental game out there for me. And just being out there more, pass rushing more from the outside, inside, rushing the center all over, I just kind of get an idea of what I'm good at and what I can attack other guys with.
How excited were you to be out there? You tweeted it before. You were happy to be on the field in a game, weren't you?
Yeah, no, super excited. I bummed about missing the first game, and then coming back home to Dallas day after my birthday, and having all my friends and family. I know in the stands, I was just super excited and lit for it. Granted, being a preseason game, but it's a game that, you know what I'm saying, they keep score. Like Coach Culley always said, they keep score, and there's a winner and a loser, and there's a good performer and not good performance. So anytime I'm on the field, I'm going to put my best foot forward.
What's the motivation for the sack celebration? What goes into the sack celebration?
Just thanking God, and then just also I got a lot of friends that, you know what I'm saying, didn't see 24, you know what I'm saying, so just kind of always telling, like, I appreciate y'all looking down on me kind of deal. That's really what's behind it.
Charles, is the feeling different? It's preseason, like you said, but is the feeling about the defense, is it much different right now?
Yeah, absolutely. We got guys that are bought in to what Lovey's preaching. We got guys who are flying around. We got guys that are bought into the technique that they want us to play, how they want us to play. And that's all I know as coaches they can ask for is guys being bought in and having 11 guys that are going to buy into the system and run into the ball. And when you get to the ball, you punch the ball out. If you get a chance to sack the quarterback, you punch the ball out, whatever the case may be.
You guys stood out at camp even before the preseason game started. How much does the preseason outcome and things like what happened tonight kind of validate what you guys have been seeing before?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you step out on the field, you got to put your best foot forward. So whether it's preseason and then eventually be the regular season, the mindset can't change. You can't go in there lackadaisical because it's preseason. You feel what I'm saying? You got to put out a performance that you'll be proud of, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to watch that. And either you're proud of it or you're not, regardless of what it is.
Charles, how do you feel like your skill set fit? How do you think your skill set fits a 4-man front versus the 3-man front you guys are playing for?
I mean, I think I'm versatile enough to play any front, but being in a 4-man front and on first and second down going against tight ends and tackles, that's a lot easier than being a 4-eye going against tackles and guards. So just that kind of mentality of, all right, I've gone against at times 600 pounds at one time or head up on a tackle. Now I'm going to go against a tight end or a tackle one-on-one, a lot more easier outcome. And then rushing inside, I've been doing that here.
You talk about that, maybe how you'll help each other on that third down. Like, it seems like you guys have a lot of freedom to rush in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you came up the middle, like Creed on that. Was that improv on your own?
No, Malik Collins had an incredible get-off, and I just worked off of him. I told him this season, you probably going to give me a lot of those, man, because he really he's a guy that knows how to penetrate that B-gap and draws attention. It's easy for me to just wrap under and be right there for a sack.
Last one for Drew.
How important has he been after practices with you guys? It seems like there's a different one of you every day working with him, doing extra stuff with Malik.
Yeah, no, Malik is a veteran. He's been around. He knows what good football looks like. He knows what, you know what I'm saying, pass rush and how it's supposed to be. And he's a guy that, like I said, is incredible at setting up games. So that's something I can learn off of him, you know what I'm saying? So he's been good, bro. Just always having a guy that has done in the league, has performed at a high level for a long period of time is always good even for me. Somebody I've played, but I'm still just in my third year, so it's always a good thing to have that. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.